My name is Ismail Sereman Musa. I'm from College of Animal Science, Jeddah University. Today I'm going to present about status of beekeeping resources and the availability for sustainable development in Tanzania. I am Tanzanian. Yes, Tanzania. Tanzania is the one of the world's most beautiful countries with exceptional safari destinations and unique landscapes. About 30% of this country has been dedicated to national park, including Serengeti National Park, which is famous for the greatest migration of over 2 million gazelle, zebra, and wildebeest. Also is recognized as the one of the top 7 world wonders. Kilimanjaro Mountain is the highest freestanding mountain in the world, and the heritage Ngorongoro National Park with iconic wildlife and geographic features is found in Tanzania. Tanzania also have the famous beaches from Zanzibar Islands. So this is an overview of Tanzania, and this is Tanzania map. Tanzania also has been neighbored with almost 8 African countries. It's found in East Africa. The total population of this country is 65.5 million. Also, Tanzania major economic activities is transportation through port activities, including this. As you see, there is water bodies. This is Indian Ocean. So this is the center for economic activities, especially for transportation in East and Southern Africa. Also, we have the largest and greatest lakes, Lake Victoria, Tanganyika, and Lake Malawi, or Lake Nyasa. Also, Tanzania have been encompassed with national parks and geographical features, like this, as I said, Serengeti National Park in southern Tanzania. Also, there is Ngorongoro National Park, Creta, and Zanzibar Highland, and the famous Selous Game Reserve, the biggest game reserve in the world, and with highest population of elephants, about 100,000 elephant population. Also, Tanzania economy, as you see this, this picture is showing the number of animals, wild beasts, zebra, and gazelle. This is not goats, this is not sheep, this is not cattle. It's wild animals, this is wildlife. So here is Serengeti, so they are migrating, they have seasonal migration. Also, the second one is lions. Yes, more than 30% of country has national park with lions. Also, the black rhino is found in Tanzania, and the highest population of elephants and giraffe. Also, we have the world haven for chimpanzee. It's famous as a Gombe National Park. Here, chimpanzee. So they are found in Tanzania. So also, we have these beautiful beaches of Zanzibar Islands from Tanzania with white sand and clear as transparent water. Also are found in Tanzania. Indeed, Tanzania is the world destination for safari and expeditions. So about beekeeping in Tanzania, as I introduced, the Tanzania has been covered with 48.1 million of forest areas, hectares, also with habitats and also wildlife for bee forages. Also, formal beekeeping in Tanzania was established in 1949. The aim for establishment of beekeeping, it was to modernize and commercialize beekeeping sector through production of bee products and research activities. Majority of rural communities that practice beekeeping in Tanzania, they live at the vicinity of forest areas, and they account about 33% of total population of Tanzania. They depend on beekeeping activities. So the beekeeping sector have been employed more than 2 million people, equivalent to 4% of the total country population. So Tanzania beekeeping is the most economic sector. Also, Tanzania is ranked as the largest second honey producer in Africa and 10th global in position. Also, Tanzania, together with Ethiopia, they contribute to the total world honey production about 2.5%, and beeswax also about 1.15% of total world production. Tanzania is famous as the largest beeswax producer in the world. Also, the country is ideal for to host Apimondia in Congress in 2027. So the biggest opportunity about this event, it will be held on northern Tanzania, so with numerous national parks and wildlife. So it's the greatest opportunity for us to visit the country. Also, the beekeeping sector has strengthened international partnerships, including in China. The good information about we as a bee scientists and experts, Tanzania has been exempted tax from the imported bee equipment and materials. Also, they encourage the partnership for research activities and anything about beekeeping practices. Here is Tanzania president and China president. Also, this was the last year, 15th August. So the signing of contracts for Tanzania to access the Chinese market for honey market. And also, this contract also was incorporated with partnership to develop beekeeping industry together with Tanzania and China. Next. So Tanzania bee species, Tanzania have been with more than 1,500 bee apiaries, and the total population of honeybee estimated to about 9.2 million bee colonies, also including the major honeybee colony, stinging bee colonies. Major species have been identified and cited in Tanzania, major four species of Apis mellifera, which are more utilized by local Tanzanian beekeepers, including Apis mellifera scutellata, which is most widely in savanna area, and beekeeping practice in Miombo, forest woodland. Common Tanzania is practicing beekeeping to protect forests and wildlife. So we are protecting forests and wildlife by using beekeeping practices. So the most widely used is Apis mellifera scutellata. The second one widely used is Apis mellifera litorea, more widely in coastal areas, and Apis mellifera monticola. And the last one have been identified widely, but not more domestically used, is Apis mellifera adamsoni. Also, stingless bee species. The country have been identified with more than 19 stingless bee species, but common utilized stingless bee species are only 6 stingless bee species, which including Meliponula fuliginea, also Meliponula tongensis, also Meliponula picasseri, and also Hypertrigona, Riboda, and Praebina. So this is the map that's showing diversity of stingless bee species have been identified by molecular studies. So molecular identification of stingless bee species is have been identified the most common, widely utilized by indigenous Tanzanian beekeepers, that 6 stingless bee species. But the commonly used and wide distributed is Meliponula fuliginea. Also, northern Tanzania has been domesticated. About 74% of stingless are domesticated in Tanzania. The good news about Tanzania beekeeping, especially for stingless bee, is has been found the local beekeepers. They practice trapping skills for trapping stingless bee species. So they trap like as we bait to trap the honeybee species. Tanzania bee products. Most of Tanzania bee products, they demonstrated potent biological and bioactivity and physical chemical properties. Especially the common used bee product in Tanzania is honey and beeswax. The total production of bee products for honey is about 34.5 thousand tons for honey production, and beeswax is about 2,000 tons. So Tanzania productivity potential for honey is about 138,000 tons for honey, so it's equivalent to 24%, only utilize 24% of its potential. So there is huge work supposed to be done to maximize. Yes, so as we see here, Tanzania beekeeping practice is normally beekeeping practice in the forest. As you see, we use beekeeping practices to conserve forest. So these are the Maasai people, is very famous. So they are doing beekeeping practices to conserve the distracted forest, especially in forest areas. So someone here is on the tree, so we cite beehives on the tree. Also, you see this is commercialization and modernization efforts of beekeeping industry in Tanzania. So we are shifting from traditional to modern beehives. Also, this is honey harvesting from Tanzania. It's commonly African bee are more aggressive, so you must protect your whole body. Also, this is Tanzania local beekeepers with bee products. Also, these are samples of Tanzania honey. This is sample from Tanzania local trader is stingless bee honey, and this Tanzania bee pollen. So Tanzania bee product, the total production of honey per year per bee colony is 15 kilograms of honey. Also for beeswax is 2 kilograms. Other bee products, they are not well exploited in Tanzania and they are not documented, including bee pollen, royal gel, bee venom, and propolis. These are the samples of biological properties of honey, or activity of honey and some bee products from Tanzania. So they exhibited potent vitamin C as antioxidant, also like phenolics and flavonoids. Also it's rich propolis, Tanzanian propolis. They are widely used for treating the throat disease and wound diseases. So they rich in terpenoids and flavonoids as antioxidants. So this is showing the antimicrobial activity of tested Tanzanian honey. This was tested based on microdilution method, growth microdilution method. So it was to measure the minimum inhibitory concentration. So the minimum inhibitory concentration was about the 0.4 milligram per ml. Is very minute, is very smallest amount of propolis that was treated the bacteria, which is Pseudomonas aeruginosa. But also the Tanzania honey also exhibited the potent antimicrobial activity based on inhibition zone. So the widely inhibition zone was 35 millimeter. So contribution of Tanzania beekeeping sector in Tanzania. The beekeeping sector in Tanzania is contribute to about the Tanzania economy to about US$ 75.5 million a year, and also equivalent to 1% of the total GDP of the country. So the beekeeping is the most important. As I said, 33% of income generated by livelihood living close to the forests and woodland areas, they depend on beekeeping practices. So the sector approximately generates income about $12.9 million from export of honey. So, okay. So also beekeeping used in Tanzania to improve the food security by producing reliable sources for pollinators. Especially in Tanzania, we are using beekeeping to maximize the productivity of sunflower and watermelon, especially in the fruits and also some vegetables. Also, Tanzania enhance and promote the ecotourism. As I said, Tanzania beekeeping practices are used to protect the wildlife. So in most of the wildlife protected areas, especially national parks and forest reserves, especially nature reserves, they are used beekeeping to protect and conserve these areas in Tanzania. Also, Tanzania beekeeping is contributing to promote employment opportunities, including from the training institution, research institution, also from the government institution, from central to local government institution, including Forest and Beekeeping Division of the Ministry of Natural Resources and Tourism. Also, Tanzania Forest Service Agents, also non-governmental organizations and private sectors. Training institution in Tanzania, there are only 3 training institutions in Tanzania. They are providing the formal education for beekeeping science and technology and practices, including Beekeeping Training Institute in Tabora region, Western Tanzania at the most potential zone of Tanzania beekeeping. Also University of Dar es Salaam and Sokoine University of Agriculture. The research institutes are only 2 research institutes who are conducting the beekeeping researches, including Tanzania Wildlife Research Institute, TAWIRI, and Tanzania Forest Research Institute. As I said, the beekeeping is used to protect wildlife areas and research conservation. And that's why beekeeping research are conducted by 2 different platforms. So the major challenges of beekeeping in Tanzania. The major challenge is habitat fragmentation. The common challenge in Tanzania is forest fire from habitat fragmentation due to agricultural expansion, agricultural activities, and most they are affected by cultural beliefs because some culture in Western Tanzania are the most important part of Tanzania for beekeeping production. So they believe as you start forest fire, as fire goes, your longevity of life will increase. So that is problem and quite challenge. As you see here, we made a forest fire, so sometimes forest is burning the beehives and killing the bee colonies. Also here, as you see, traditional beehives are practiced in Tanzania. These are traditional beehives for practicing beekeeping activities. Also, this is traditional beehive investing in protected area of mangrove vegetation in Tanzania. This picture was taken this year. It was last month, and this was 5 years ago, and also this it was 4 years ago. So another challenge is also the climate is challenged and drought, extended prolonged drought. So as you see, this area in northern Tanzania is being exposed to drought and prolonged drought. So the beekeeper, they suffer from bee forages, especially for sources of water and bee fodders. Also is beekeeping practiced by night harvesting based on public nonsense of honeybee, because Tanzanian bees are very aggressive, and that's why beekeeping is practiced at night. Also, another challenge and problem is honeybee pests and enemies. Bee pests and enemies, most commonly prevalent to Tanzania beekeeping, is honey badger. Honey badger is quite serious and cause serious problem and losses to Tanzanian beekeepers, and also pests like ants and other insect pests. But there is no more information about the effects of varroa mites, because it seems Tanzanian bees are more resistant to varroa mites. So my final point, as I said, there is ongoing effort to promote, commercialize, and also to modernize beekeeping sector in Tanzania. These ongoing efforts are dedicated to open up the doors for beekeeping investors and scientists globally, including especially we as bee scientists. This is opportunity. If you have any area of research that can improve the beekeeping production in Tanzania or international relation with your country, the doors are open for you. Also, the main aim for this effort is to dedicate the impacts, the significant effects of beekeeping industry on impact of socio-economic development, food security, and biodiversity conservation. My final point is to fully realize the transformative potential of the beekeeping sector in Tanzania. Legal and administrative reform, ongoing scientific research, innovation, collaborative efforts, and integrated strategy are necessary in Tanzania. Thanks.